I mean, I do, because if I'm looking at the work that a person does, like if a female soccer player, why is she not getting paid just as much as a male soccer player?
You want to know the answer to that?
Well, I also think it's because men for so long have been in a position of power and have been looked at as like the more physical, whatever.
Yeah, but it ultimately comes down to, like, there's not like a governmental organization that's like, we're going to pay them this much.
For sure.
The teams play, there's advertisers that pay advertising money, and then they get, like, it's a business, they get a cut of that.
99% of feminists couldn't name 3 women that play in the WNBA right now. We've yet to hear any argument on the subject that explains it better than Bill Burr, because you don't sell any fucking tickets.
We've got quite a large pay dispute happening with our Australian women's soccer team at the moment. Is it frustrating for you as someone who's so prominent in your sport? And we heard you say on the Ellen show the other day you are the richest fighter in UFC, that sort of thing is still going on?
I think that how much you get paid should have something to do with how much money you bring in. I'm the highest paid fighter, not because Dana and Lorenzo wanted to do something nice for the ladies. They do it because I bring in the highest numbers. They do it because I make them the most money. And I think that the money that they make should be proportionate to the money that they bring in.
If women went to see women's sports, then this wouldn't be a conversation. Women like her clearly have the intelligence that so many other women are lacking.
Women don't get paid as much as men.
Yeah.
I always hear that. How do you respond to that?
It drives me insane. Is that
a fact?
But that's true, no?
It is not true when they do the same jobs as men. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry you want to work at Vogue and pick out pretty bags for a photo shoot, but you don't get paid as much as an engineer. Men and women have different interests. We are biologically different. When I was in school, every single girl that I was friends with was majoring in either comms or TMD fashion, right? The truth is that if you go into a career and you want to be a buyer for Macy's and men are, taking business classes and want to go be CEOs of hedge funds, they're going to make more money. We have different interests. And there's nothing wrong with that, by the way. The idea that women should want to climb the top of a ladder and, go into corporate America and be there forever. Women want to have kids, right? So there's another reason that they're not making as much money as men is because a lot of women want to stay home with their children, which is an admirable goal, which feminism tries to wipe away.
So fed up with seeing adverts stating, "Not enough women in this field, we need to change that." Why? It genuinely doesn't matter. Women have just chosen not to do that particular job. And if that offends you, you have a problem.
The wage gap when women work in the same field as a man and a man gets paid more. What is that about? And just
the wage gap's been debunked
a million times.
Yeah, it doesn't exist.
Yeah. There's not a wage gap. There's an earnings gap. You basically, the whole trope of women make 75 cents to $1, the number's always changing. That doesn't account for dozens of different factors.
Exactly, yeah.
It's basically comparing all the money that men make and all the money that women make in this country without factoring in people that don't work,
hours worked,
maternity
leave,
overtime.
It's also
type of profession. It's across the board.
Also, if a woman takes time off of maternity leave, so say you decide to stay at home and raise your kid for 2-3 years, you are 2 or 3 years behind in your career.
Mm-hmm.
That is a factor you have to face.
They all believe this myth. All of them. They never questioned it either. They just memorized and regurgitated it. Women go their whole lives just repeating the same fallacies they learned in high school. He put it perfectly. It is not a wage gap. It's an earnings gap. Well put.
Is the gender pay gap real?
Yes, men statistically get paid more than women, even in the same position of power.
Do you work a job at the moment?
No, I don't.
Okay, got it. If the gender pay gap exists, women are paid less for the same job, why wouldn't firms just hire only women?
Men, especially men in power, think that women below them can't do the job as well. So that's one of the reasons they do get paid less, and they just think men do the job better, so that's why they end up hiring men, even though they do pay the women less.
If women can do the job just as well, then why would they not just hire women? They can just pay them less for the same job.
Because they don't. They want men to fill those roles because they want the men to go up in power and get better at the job they're working at.
She's the type of person that you couldn't argue with because she's sticking to that narrative. Her whole argument was, I don't know. I just made it up.
Women's rights to be paid the same as men in sport. Now, the Australian women's football team have criticised the pay gap in the upcoming World Cup prize.
When we have the same numbers, then we should get the same pay. I'm sorry, I play volleyball at the highest level, and it's like, when we make what the men make and get the crowds that the men draw, then we should get paid the same.
Personally, I'm very much in favour of the fact that they came out there and said collective bargaining.
Should the women footballers get the same as the men?
Yeah, I think it probably makes sense.
Can you name 5 WNBA players? 5 female soccer players?
I mean, I can't name any soccer players
That's
already.
Crazy. I
what
wish we had the support
WNBA?
from the
basketball?
feminists.
I don't
we
know.
would get equal pay.
Why support them when all they have to do is blame men? When female supermodels want male models to get the same pay? We'll talk about this.
When you flip on the TV or, whatever media you're using, you're not hearing about the women usually. It's about the men's game. So, I mean, that's so critical.
The women got paid out from a pool of $30 million from the Women's World Cup. The men would draw from a pool of $400 million, okay? $400 million, $30 million. Why is that? It's because the Men's World Cup generates $6 billion in revenue. The Women's World Cup generates $131 million in revenue. If you want to talk about pay disparity, the Women's World Cup players get paid out 20% of the total revenue. The men get paid out 7%. The problem is, for anybody desiring equal pay, and by the way, I think equal pay is a ridiculous concept in and of itself. If the women generate more revenue, they should get paid more than the men. Don't strive for getting the same, strive for getting what you're worth. And if you're worth more, then get more.
Imagine that now some men invade women's sports to take more of that share too. Equal punishment should be a set percentage based on your total income to make the pinch felt equally throughout all classes. Finding a part-time poverty line worker and a millionaire both 100 pounds for the same offense is ludicrous.
I want equal pay because it's like, why am I going to college? I'm getting A's and B's and this nigga got C's.
All right,
and
let me ask this. Would you rather have a high-profile job for no pay or clean sewers for $100,000 a year?
I would clean sewers if it's more money.
Okay. Do you think most women would choose to do that?
I don't know what most women choose, but I'm talking about me.
Okay, no, I get that, but I'm saying I've interviewed hundreds of women, and most women actually would not choose the dangerous, dirty job. Is that possibly why a lot of women get paid less? Why do we have the expression, that's a man's job?
Because certain things are a man's job. Because it's like, why gotta take the trash out if there's a man in the house?
Right, so I'm just saying.
Or lift heavy things.
Is it fair to say if you want equal privileges, you need equal responsibilities?
No, why is responsibilities with equality?
Because I'm
just trying to get equal pay.
Because you gotta take the bad with the good.
Why do all the extra shit if I can't why can't I just have equal pay?
Don't you have to take the bad with the good?
No, you do not. We just have equality, period. You see what I mean? You know what I mean?
If you want to be paid like a man, work like a man. That's fair. She kept giving reasons not to have equal pay. Go out and get the equal job then. There's nothing stopping you, excepting maybe your attitude. And that's it for today on Sigma Traits. Make sure you hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, and don't forget to ring that notification bell. Support this channel through membership. You can also support through PayPal link in the description. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. See you all tomorrow.